it. But just like Andrew Snelling, she cannot go back because nobody will have her except the YECs. So, anyway, she was talking about the Grand Canyon, and she was also talking about fossils, neither of which she has a degree in. So, when she was talking about the fossils, she said that her favorite evidence for a young Earth was that the fossils had soft tissue in them. And I don't know if you know or not, but Mary Schweitzer, about 10 years ago, discovered soft tissue in a Tyrannosaurus rex bone. Hey, Doc Fearsome. And she's a Christian, but she's a paleontologist. And she believes in millions of years, and she is so sick and tired of the young Earth creationists taking her work and turning it inside out as evidence for a young Earth. So this is what I want to know. And Georgia Purdom, if you are listening, this is what I want you to answer. If indeed the dinosaur fossils are only a few thousand years old, why do we not find soft tissue in every single fossil? Because if they are only a few thousand years old, which they are not, we should be finding soft tissue in every single fossil. But we don't. Hey, Demonic Davros. So I want you to answer that for me. If you're listening. Of course, you're probably not. But I want you to answer that. Why don't we find soft tissue in every single fossil? Because if they're only a few thousand years old, we should. The other problem that I have with YEC is before I left Christianity, I was an old Earth creationist. And I had gradually gotten to the old Earth from a YEC standpoint because I realized that there was no way the Earth was young. No way in hell. So, the YECs, well, Demonic, she's since done work, 10 years worth of work, on how it could be preserved, and under the correct conditions, the iron can preserve it. I don't know what conditions those are. I haven't looked into it yet, but she has said that under certain conditions, when the conditions are right, soft tissue can be preserved by the iron. But when I went from a young Earth model to an old Earth model, I started questioning the YECs a lot, because if you think about it, the YECs are saying that God is not all powerful, because they're saying that God, and I'm an agnostic. I'm not going to say there is no God, but I am going to say the God of the Bible cannot logically exist. But I am an agnostic. But what I want to know is, why are you saying that your God, who from one side of your mouth you say he can do anything, the other side of your mouth you're saying the earth has to be young? I want to know. I want to know how you square those two. I want to know how you square those two statements. Because if God can do anything, then obviously he can create things through evolution, which when I went through my old earth creationist stage on my way to becoming agnostic, was one of the stages that I went through. God created living things through evolution. So, but the YECs are saying, no, that is impossible. One side of your mouth saying God is all powerful, the other side of your mouth saying this is impossible. I want to know how you square those two ideas. Because you cannot. Either God is all powerful or he is not. And if he is all powerful, then he can do whatever the hell he wants. And he can create life through evolution. But you seem to be saying, no, that's an impossibility. By your own book, that is blasphemy. I don't believe anymore, so I don't really give a shit. I do give a shit that you are pulling the wool over people's eyes. That's what I give a shit about. Yeah, demonic Davros. I agree. Except I do leave a possibility for a deistic God, but not the God of the Bible. So, take that however you want to take it. So if you see me in chat rooms, like in a live chat like this, and somebody says, oh, God this, God that, and I say there is no God, that is what I mean by there is no God. I mean, the Christian God does not exist. But I do leave the possibility open for a deistic God, not because there's any evidence for it, but because I cannot positively say that it is an impossibility. That's why I leave the possibility open. But yes, you are exactly right. There is no evidence for a God, deistic or otherwise. These Christians, and it's not just Christians, but Christians is what I deal with on a regular basis because I live in the United States. Um, they tend to have this idea that I agree, demonic Davros. I definitely agree. I definitely agree. Um, it it doesn't make any sense. Um, and if you actually learn about what was going on in Bible times, um, you will very quickly come to the conclusion because neither El nor Yahweh, and El was the God that was worshipped by Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahweh was not introduced until Moses. And I put that in quotes because there was no Moses. But Yahweh was introduced later. So the very first thing the Christians have to get over is which God do they serve? Do they serve El or do they serve Yahweh? And if they say Yahweh, then you don't serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob served El. Not only that, but they have to get over neither El nor Yahweh are distinctly Jewish in origin. They are Canaanite gods. El is head of the Canaanite pantheon, and Baal and Yahweh are brothers. See, that's something else that they have to get over. But they don't want to believe that, even though that's exactly what it is. And the Jews did not come from one person named Abraham. You see, what you have to understand is Jewish history cannot be validated until David, who, according to the Bible, is the second king of Israel. He is the first historical figure in the Bible. Everyone before that, who knows? It could have been. Now, I have heard that some people, and not all scholars believe this, but some people I have heard have verified that there was either an Abraham or an Abraham-like figure. But this Abraham-like figure was a chieftain. And of course, not the Abraham of the Bible who had a kid when he was 100. I mean, come on. They didn't even live that long back then. You know, it's so I the further I get away from Christianity, the more I have to think these people are dumb. And that includes myself. Because at one time I believed all this shit too, you know. So I had to have been pretty dumb to believe it. But the one thing you need to understand is these people aren't dumb so much as they are brainwashed. Now, yeah, some of them are definitely dumb, like Kent Hovind is very dumb. Like, the other day I was watching one of Bill Ludlow's videos, and I love Bill Ludlow because, you know, I can't stand Kent Hovind, so Bill does my dirty work for me, and hey, Purple, and goes over these Kent Hovind videos, and I can't thank him enough because I cannot stand Kent Hovind. So anyway, there's this one Bill Ludlow video. Yeah, it is purple, but I can't go to sleep right now. So I just decided to be live. Yeah, they are. I love both of them. So, so Bill's talking about, Kent, and he's talking about the episode of where Kent has this truck driver who was from Texas, and supposedly he saw a pterodactyl. Yes, folks, you heard that right. A nameless truck driver from Texas saw a pterodactyl. This is what I want to know, Kent. Why is a nameless truck driver from Texas credible, whereas 99% of the scientists of the world are not credible, according to you? and and that's I want to know. I want to know why you think this, for all I know, creep from Texas seeing a pterodactyl is somehow credible. Which, by the way, if he was a truck driver, he would have been on the road, and he would not have been on the road alone. If, in fact, this truck driver did see a pterodactyl, why didn't anybody else see the pterodactyl? Why didn't they call out the National Guard or the Texas Rangers? Why? Because maybe your stupid truck driver didn't see what he think he saw. If he even thinks he saw it. I don't know. It's been my experience that people like you want their 15 minutes of fame, so you're willing to say anything to get that 15 minutes of fame. But yeah. So Georgia, first of all, I'm going back to Georgia Purdom. First of all, you don't have a degree in paleontology. You don't have a degree in geology. So don't even try to give lectures about it, okay? And for the person on the Bill Ludlow video that said to me, well, there's always the internet, so you don't need to be an expert, I'm telling you right now, she bills herself as an expert. And if you are going to bill yourself as an expert, you better damn well have a degree to back it up. Yes, demonic. Extraordinary claims need extraordinary evidence. Wasn't it, I think it was, wasn't it Christopher Hitchens that said that which is presented without evidence can be dismissed without evidence? Wasn't that Christopher Hitchens? Yes, demonic, it is. She knows she's lying about that crap. She knows she is. It was Carl Sagan. Thank you, demonic. Carl Sagan said that. That which is asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. Thank you, demonic. And, so I'm just going to say this little part and then I'm going to go. Any Christian who wants to say to me, well, you'll find out when you die. You'll find out that there's a God when you die. It's not going to work with me. Don't even put it out there because I will jump on you. Okay? Don't threaten me with something after I die. I'm dead. I don't give a shit. Okay? After I'm dead, I'm dead. I don't care. So, yeah. You people have the positive claim. You people say the earth is not more than 10,000 years old. And I say that it's not more than 10,000 years old instead of saying it's 6,000 years old because there are some young earth creationists who do allow the earth to be up to 10,000 years old. There are some young earth creationists out there who will go that far. Not a whole lot, but there are a few. This is true, Purple. Yeah. So, plus, if your God is threatening me with eternal damnation for requiring proof that he exists before I believe in him, that's not a God I want to worship anyway. I'd rather go to hell. Don't want anything to do with him. But since there is no such God, this is true, Purple. This is very true. So I want answers to those questions. And if you can't answer them, it's not like I'm going to believe in your God anyway. But if you can't answer them, that's even more proof that you're talking out your ass. You have no idea what you're saying. I know Kent Hovind's talking out his ass. Speaking of which, Kent, you need to increase your apricot seed intake. Just saying, you need to increase your apricot seed intake. I'm thinking, can't you hear all that noise? I'm thinking if I have anything else to say, which purple rhymes with orange, because even when you're completely drunk, you are still smarter than they are. That's why. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here and chatting and keeping me company. And I will see you guys later. Bye.